Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Friday, May 26th, 2023. And I would like to thank you all for joining me for another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with Damon, the agent, where I come to you each and every Friday to bring you the latest real estate news, along with touching topics that's going on in society or the world or what's going on with me. So let me begin. Today, I'm going to talk about the current market updates. The current market updates, because there's a lot of misconception of what's going on in the world of real estate as far as which market are we in? Are we in the seller's market? Are we in a buyer's market? People are talking about the interest rate. Will the interest rate go down? When are they going to go down? Where are they at right now? So I wanted to just touch briefly on all of these things. And I'm not going to hold you today because it is Memorial Day weekend. And I know some of you are out there shopping right now. Some people are getting ready to have their cookouts over the weekend. So I just wanted to share this information with you all and to let you all go on about your way. So first of all, I want to thank everyone who wished my baby girl a happy birthday last weekend. I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And she thanked you very much as well, too. Now, when it pertains to the wonderful world of real estate, I wanted to share with you all some statistic that was recently given of last month compared to last year of what's going on in the world of real estate, just to give people some ideas before I go on and talk about this. Now, April of 2023 compared to April of 2022 in the DC and Maryland real estate market, the closed volume of sales is down 35.6%. The number of closed transactions is down. The average sale price is actually up 2.8%. That's for 807,900. That's the average sale price. And then the active listings in the past couple of years is relatively down a little bit compared to last year and the previous 4 years. Now that has to do with the supply. So it has given us an average of 1.5 months of supply. That means the supply is down. Now, I wanted to share those statistics with you all because to elaborate more on what I'm talking about, when the supply is down, the demands are up, especially during this time of the year. The buying market and the busiest time of the year is the spring and summer market. The reason for that is there are many people who have children and they like to put their kids in place before the next school year. And because of that, you have people out here looking for places and also people who are looking to sell their place. Now, keep in mind that because the inventory is down, the demand is up as far as looking for houses. Some people may say, oh, the interest rate is at 7% right now. I'm going to wait. But here's the thing, there are people out there still buying. And the reason why is this is what you look at when you're purchasing a home. You do not just focus on the interest rate. And I've stressed that many times because of the fact is you're looking for the best deal. You're looking for the most incentive. There are plenty of people who have homes that have higher than a 7% interest rate. But that's not where the wealth is built in the interest rate. The wealth is built in the equity. Like I just mentioned from 1 year ago, as far as the average sale price being up 2.8%, in 1 year, people who bought homes last year when the interest rate was starting to go up already have gained equity. And because they have already gained equity, guess what? You can pull that equity out. And what some people don't seem to understand is no matter what your interest rate is, you can buy down your interest rate. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, I think people need to talk to a well experienced lender to actually guide you on that. You can actually buy your interest rate is. So, for example, buying that down will help lower your payment. If you have the equity in your home, you can definitely do that. But if you wait until tomorrow to get what you can get today, you can end up losing lots of money. People may say, "Oh, well, I'm concerned about my payments." but are you concerned about the total overall deal? Because sometimes, depending on what that list price is, depending on what your offer is, depending on how that contract is put together, can determine if your offer is accepted, can determine if your interest rate is brought down, and can determine whether you can afford that payment or not. These are some of the things that you need to keep into consideration when buying a home. Do not just focus on the interest rate. Yes, the interest rate is very, very important, but the deal is more important, because of the fact is, if you come out on top getting a better deal, like I just saw recently a house completely renovated. This was in DC. The house was probably priced at 410, but the buyer ended up getting nearly $13,000 in closing cost help. And they also got the incentive as far as getting their interest rate brought down. So it's just about structuring the offers when you're making these offers that's going to determine to set up your future, because you can't focus on what's going on right now. You got to look at what's right now and what's in your future. Like I said, whoever bought homes last year and previously already have equity in their home. So that's what's going on with the current market. And like I also mentioned, we are in the spring, about to go into the summer market. So because of that, there's a high interest on homes that show well, that are nice. I'll give you another example. I had a client last week. I sent her a home on, I think it was on, no, I sent it to her on Saturday. The house came on the market on, no, the house came on the market on Saturday. I sent it to her on Sunday. I hadn't heard from her, so I ended up reaching out to her on Tuesday. When I reached out to her, she said, "Oh, I thought I'd reply back to you." She said, "Yeah, the house is nice, da 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 da." When I looked at the property, it was already under contract because it was a nice house. So what I'm trying to say is that the better homes are going to move. You can't wait until the weekend. You can't wait until tomorrow to go look at homes, to go make an offer on homes if you really want that home, if you really want to see it, because you may lose out. Don't get me wrong, you have to actually see it, because a lot of things on the internet, they don't appear the same way in person. So we've seen plenty of houses, and I've seen plenty of houses over the year that you go look at the houses, they look nothing like they do in person. Just like similar with people, you see them online and they look good because they take good angles. And same thing with houses, they got the cameras, the rooms seem bigger online, seem more spacious. You get there, you feel like you're in a bathroom and it's supposed to be a one bedroom. So I'm just saying to you that you got to go see the properties. You got to move depending on what's your sense of urgency. But I know plenty of people who are waiting. They're hesitant. Oh, I'm going to go this week and I'm going to go da da da. And then what happened to the house? The house is under contract, or the house is actually sold. So please keep that in mind. We are in the spring, summer season. The demand is high. The inventory is low. And that goes to show that supply and demand. So whenever that happens, you have to also keep into consideration the pricing. Now, people say, when are the interest rate going to drop? When are the prices going to drop? Here's the thing. We don't know. People waiting on a recession or the economy to burst and thinking that they have time. See, the one thing that none of us can never get back is time. You thinking you have time to buy. You thinking you have time to wait. And what ends up happening is prices continuously keeps going up, 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 and up. And then you wishing you bought a house 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and you never bought a house. You don't have anything to show for it. And now the prices are definitely not what you want to pay, because you're waiting, because people always thinking things are going to happen. No, prices don't go down on anything. Gas prices are not the same as they was 20 years ago. Housing prices are not the same. Food prices is not the same. I mean, people's annual incomes are way more than they were 20 years ago. So why do you think things are going to go down? No, you just have to look at your affordability. And then honestly, you have to also look at your pricing. I mentioned last week about um, financial management, money management. That plays a huge role as far as what people can afford. People incomes are up, they're looking at things. They want the same prices as if it was the year 1999 or 2000, and we're in 2023. So like that's just like 23 years from now, when it is actually 2046. People are going to be looking for prices today. Things change over time. So please keep that in mind when you're actually looking to buy a house. And I want to emphasize that, because the fact is, there are so many people who are so focused on solely interest rates, and they're not focused on the deal. Always keep in mind the deal. How is the deal structured? How is the deal, the overall deal? Look at your plans. Look at your plans in the next couple of look at your plans in the next couple of months and everything. I mean, I'm sorry, not months, next couple of years, as far as what are you planning on doing with your home. There are plenty of people who buy homes, keep them from 2 to 7 years, end up selling home. They end up earning a lot of equity, and they take that money to do other things with. And as far as the interest rate, you can always refinance no matter what the interest rate is. So if you buy the home today, okay, um, and you refinance when a house drops, if the interest rate drops down in 6 9 months or a year, then you can always refinance. You still have the house, and guess what? Even in that short period of time, your house may have gained equity. But it's all about doing things, structuring things. So if you don't structure things a certain type of way, you will not understand the value or benefit of them, because you're looking at what's in front of you right now. It's not always what's in front of you right now. It is the whole deal. So please keep that in mind, because as I mentioned about the statistics of what's going on in the area, the prices have gone up slightly since last year at this time. The clothes have gone down. The supply is down. So that means the demand is up. So please keep that all into consideration when you are looking to buy a home, and also talk to a professional, experienced lender when you're talking about buying down things. So if you're out there looking for homes, you're out there looking to make an offer, talk to your realtor, talk to your lender. I'm pretty sure they can guide you, or give me a call. I'll be glad to help. My number is right here on the screen, which is 202. There you go, 202-618-1382. You can always call or text me. I'll be happy to help you and guide you along the way. So let me talk about my next topic. I'll be right back. Sweet. All right, y'all. I am back. So here's the thing. My next topic is so basic. And like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all long today because it is a holiday weekend. My next topic is so basic, but it is so very, very important. It's about good hygiene. Okay. Now, even though we're all grown, we all know things. I've actually seen two posts recently. I've seen a post recently where it was on Instagram, where they were advertising some cream or something for the butt area. It was for men. I actually, sent that to some people just to see what they thought. Because I was saying, like, basic good old soap and water, if you clean very well and if you clean daily, shouldn't have a problem. But based off the comments and response that I got, I guess everyone is not always, fresh in certain areas that they should be. So they need extra incentives and extra things to help them out. And then the other thing that I saw that was kind of like mind-boggling to me, I saw somebody post today, and they were talking about the reason why they're going to stop, they're going to be single forever, is because the person video called them and then was asking them why they not talking. And they said they was flossing their teeth. And the person responded and said, that's white people's SHIT, which that has nothing to do with race. That just happened to do with being clean, period. So I just wanted to elaborate on the basic necessities of everyone to first take a bath / shower every day. Second of all, go to the dentist, brush your teeth daily, and you're supposed to floss, and you're also supposed to brush your tongue. You know what I'm saying? Brush your tongue so the mildew of residue of food is not on your tongue, and that at the same time that your breath is not stinking. I remember when I was younger, I used to have people used to be in my face I used to work with, and their breath used to hum all the time. So I used to always have gum, and I would always take out a gum, put it in my mouth, and always just hand them a gun. I ain't never asked them, "Do you want one?" I would just hand it to them as I was putting mine in, just try to make sure that they didn't feel offended buy, you know what I'm saying? But if they said no, I was like, nah, go ahead and take this because you might need it later on. You understand what I'm saying? Because smelling people's bad breath can put you in a bad mood. You can be smiling, somebody say something, they onion smell coming out their mouth, garlic smell, or whatever smell, it's gonna put you in a bad mood. Smelling another grown adult who you know didn't wash up, underarms humming, behind humming, gonna put you in a bad mood. I say all this to say that it's enough going on in the world that we shouldn't be out there smelling other human beings that don't have good smells. So when people say they're not flossing because they think it has to do with race, that's ignorance. Okay. That shows you don't go to the dentist, for one. Because I remember when I was younger, now I'm 51 now. Okay. I'm 5'1" right now. And I remember when I was in my 20s. And I went to the dentist. I kid you not, because when I was younger, I brushed my teeth. I didn't floss either. But I remember I went to the dentist, and this changed me forever. When I when the dentist started cleaning my teeth, and when they started cleaning my teeth, they poured out. I had probably a couple of days before that, I had some peas for dinner. And when they pulled the peas out to put it on, when they wrap you around, they put it on that, I started thinking, like, what in the hell is peas doing in my mouth? But the dentist explained to me, you're not getting behind your teeth. You have to floss and you have to do all that. Showed me, it was difficult, but practice makes perfect. So when they gave me that, I started to make sure that every day, you know what I'm saying, that you floss. Now, at first, couldn't get all the way back in the back of my mouth and everything, but over time, you learn to do things. You're never too old to learn to do anything. You're never too old. I don't care if you're 99 years old. You're not too old to learn to do anything. And if you're younger than 99, you're definitely not old to do anything. So please take the time, because the times you spend on social media, like the hours you spend, you can take 30 minutes to take a good old shower, a good shower. You can sit in the shower for 20 minutes if you want. Let the water hit your bodies and stuff. You understand? You could take really 5 good minutes to brush your teeth, but do it for 10 minutes. Okay. You understand? And then but floss before you brush your teeth, always floss. I know they have these things now where you can put the stuff in between your teeth and everything. I don't like them because I don't always get this good. Flossing works best for me. Floss, brush your teeth good, brush your tongue good. Stick your tongue all the way out like you do when you're being nasty, okay? Stick your tongue all the way out and brush down on it lightly. Don't brush too hard, because of the fact is you may vomit if you do it too hard. Brush it, and then you brush down on it real good. And then you make sure that you get some mouthwash, okay? Listerine is very good. Listerine kills germs, okay? And it kills bad breath and the things that lead to bad breath. So you do all these things. And when you're taking a shower, make sure you get all body parts underneath your arm, underneath your ass. I'm sorry. For those of you who don't know how to, you don't just do the outer layers, you do everything. So underneath your arm, underneath all your genital parts, and underneath, you know what I'm saying, everywhere, in between, so you can get nice and clean. Okay. I say this to say that as grown people, for those who don't know, because there are plenty of people who do know, but unfortunately, there are some who do not know. And because of the ones who do not know, sometimes they feel offended. Sometimes they can't believe, because they become immune to their own smell. So if their breath's stinking all the time, or if their body's humming, even if their underarm is humming, they become immune to their own smell. So because they're immune to their own smell, they don't get it and they think it's normal. So do me a favor, send them this link that I'm doing right now so they can understand, because I did talk about real estate in the beginning. So just say, hey, this realtor I know he was just talking about the current real estate market. Let me send it to you. Because as they looking at this and they start to see that I'm talking about good hygiene, maybe it'll dawn across them that their breath stink, or that their underarm stink, or maybe that their behind stink, or that they not giving off good, pleasant smell. See, I'm one of them fellas who thrive on good smell. Like, a lot of times the stuff that I have on, I have people all the time asking me, what do I have on as far as the fragrance on me? Because I always believe in smelling good. You understand? Smell good goes to with feeling good. But I have women who ask me all the time, and I've even had women who ask me, what do I have on? This one lady asked me one time, what do I have on? And I said what I had on, and she was like, oh, my husband has that. He doesn't smell the same. And I was like, well, body odor. You understand? When you have good, clean body odor, most things that you smell in, you know what I'm saying, at the counter in the mall, Macy's, Nordstrom, any place and everything, oils, they're going to smell good on you. If you don't take a shower or you don't take a shower frequently, them things are not going to smell good on you. So I say all this to say, people, please, everybody loves a person that smells good. I hug people, especially women, and they didn't want to let go because I smell good. If you all saw my collection of cologne, you'll understand why I have so many and stuff. You know, one time one of my daughters put it on her Instagram stories, and one of her friends asked her mother, did she know me and she ever smelled me because of my collection? But here's the thing, you can't throw on cologne if you ain't cleaned up. So don't be out there being musky and funky because you just throw cologne over top of your musk. No, that doesn't work. You have to be clean, meaning taking baths and showers should be a daily thing. You wake up every day. You go to the bathroom every day. Even if you stay in a house every day, you should still take a shower or a bath, whichever one you feel comfortable with. You should brush your teeth. And again, I say this to say because, and I don't know why I'm talking about good hygiene, but because I saw in a week a cream for men's buttocks to put on, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, some people humming. And then for a man to respond and say flossing has to do with race. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, grown people, even though many people are of age, there are so many immature people. See, age don't make you mature. Age doesn't mean you have knowledge or experience. Age just means you've lived to a certain age. That's it. So because some people might be of age and they should know certain things, I'm just here to tell you, please, for everybody, especially people of the opposite sex who might get closer to you and everything, they want you to smell good. We all want you to smell good. Brush your teeth, floss, use mouthwash daily, 2 to 3 times a day, minimum twice a day. That's morning and at night. They prefer 3 times a day. That's every time after you eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner. But if you don't, at least 2 times a day. When you wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth. Floss first, brush your tongue after you get finished brushing your teeth, and then mouthwash. That will help. And then do it at night before you go to bed. And please take a shower and a bath at least once a day. At least once a day. Sometimes you gotta do it depending on how much you're sweating and out and that. You gotta do at least twice sometimes. Come on, I'm a guy and I'll be like, let me hop in the shower. You know, if I'm real sweaty, especially when I go to the gym and I play basketball and everything. So you got to at least be clean. You know what I'm saying? You can't have sweaty balls, fellas, and you can't just be musty, people. Come on. I mean, you got to be clean. You got to be clean. Clean, cleanliness is next to godliness. That's what I always heard. So good hygiene is a must. It is a must. It's getting warmed outside, y'all. We don't want to be walking around angry because somebody walked past us and the aroma was terrible. Okay. We want to be like, hey, what did that person have on? Y'all don't even know, fellas. Smelling good turns a lot of heads. Trust me. Turns a lot of heads. Make people want to get close to you. There's a lady in my office. Every time I come into the office, she comes up because she wants to smell me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the various different colognes that I wear and the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just a clean guy and I like to smell good. But at the same time, I brush my teeth, I brush my tongue, and at the same time, so my breath ain't humming. Because let me explain something. No matter how good you look, if your breath hum too, people ain't gonna want to be close to you. And we live in a country where you have all of everything at your hand. Water is in abundance here in this country, especially in the earth. It's water everywhere. The country is made up. I mean, the world is made up 80% water. Even though it may not appear like it, it's 80% water. You understand? So it's water everywhere. You know. But I'm just saying all this to say, I need people to still think about their hygiene, think about the people around you. And here's the thing: if people don't want to be around you, maybe it's because of you. I mean, that could have to do with attitude, personality, or you might be humming in more than one way. So I just want to talk about good hygiene, people. Let me do a quick recap so I can just go over these things, and I'm gonna let you all go on with your happy Memorial Day weekend. Hold on for 1 second. All right, y'all, I'm back. Well, let me do my recap of today. My recap is the current market update. We are currently in a seller's market for those who don't know, and that is because the inventory is down. The prices are slightly higher than they were a year ago. So that makes a seller's market. But here's another thing too. Location determines everything. So because location determines everything, in some areas houses are selling at a slower rate. So that does not mean you cannot negotiate the price of that house. But if and only that house has been sitting for a while. If a house just came on the market today, this week, within the past 2 weeks, and it is a house that shows very well, please do not think you can offer substantially less if houses are still selling in that area. If houses are not selling in that area, that's totally different. But depending on the area you're in, it's going to determine what market we're in. In this area, it's still somewhat of a seller's market because houses are still moving, especially the better houses. So keep that in mind. What you think may be available by this weekend, if it looks good, it'll be gone. So move as soon as possible if you can, and always look at the whole structure of the package when you're making an offer, because it's not just about the interest rate, it's about the deal, people. You can get great deals, you can buy your interest rate down, and sometimes you can come out better on top than you did 2 or 3 years ago if you know how to structure that offer. And then I wanted to follow it up by finishing with good hygiene. Good hygiene should be a given with most people, but unfortunately, it is not. It's too many grown people walking around not washing up properly their entire bodies. That's their mouth, their body in general. Come on now, we're too old for this. People should know better. And there's a saying says, when you know better, you'll do better. And if you watch this entire podcast of mine, now you know better. So those who are going around funking up the place, we're looking for you to do better. Please floss when you brush your teeth. Use mouthwash, and also make sure that when you're taking showers, you're scrubbing all areas and genitals on your body because it is a necessity. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And I want to again thank everyone for joining me each and every Friday. I hope you all have a good holiday weekend. Enjoy some cookouts if you can. I'm contemplating on going to one or two myself. I just don't know yet because I got some studying to do. But I want to thank each and every one of you as always. I appreciate you, and I shall see you all next weekend.